week 16 of that first season of glorious Jacksonville Jaguars. It is time about where we are, what to expect to do, and tackle the before and during the, more specifically during the off-season, in fact. So this week, by the way, we have a matchup against used to be a terrible player in this league. Now, since he has grown apparently, and most likely since he has Khalil Mack in the Bears roster, arguably best player, most impactful player in the game. So it's a different story. So yeah, we are going to have a tough time. So I was looking at the quarterback stats, and actually I was quite surprised, because I was thinking that I was sacked a lot with 30 sacks. And in fact, I did see that the quarterback who allows the most sacks is arguably the best quarterback in the league, Teddy Bridgewater. Huge rating, 51 touchdown, 17 interception. But he's a quarterback who allows the most sacks. So 43 sacks for 435 attempts. So I was quite surprised that a lot of quarterbacks get much more sacks than, much more, if you compare to the number of pass attempts, obviously. It's not the same to allow 30 sacks for 414 or 246. Sorry, Mr. Tyran, Mr. Commissioner, Mr. I'm going to get again blocked in the chat. Basically 32 sacks in 246 pass attempts. That's huge. But in fact, who cares? Is it really a stat which matter? Because in fact, one of the main questions we have to tackle is, for Jacksonville, where are we going to invest? What are we going to do? Because obviously we have so many positions where we would need an improvement. So question number one, do we invest? So because the Jaguars have a shit ton of draft pick. Now, draft pick only matter, especially when you get a Madden generated class early. So either a starter or a key contributor. So Rams is going to finish with a similar record as mine, I expect. I did not check actually what he did last week. So was very lucky. Oh, 1 second. Yeah, we're good. Was very lucky to get a terrible player early on. So I was saying, was very lucky to get really a terrible player early on, but the new user is a good user. So, and Rams have a good team, so he's going to finish with a better record than mine, I think. He's projected him 7-9. Me, I'm going to likely be 6-10, 7-9. So I will have 2 average picks. So 2 average pick, where do you invest them? That's the question. So what do we have? So first question, quarterback. Do we go with Minshew? Do we draft a quarterback? Luton is sure to stay in the team. Minshew is sure to stay in the team. Alex Smith obviously will be gone. So we will have one more guy here. Do we go with a high draft pick? Do we take a guy in the 3rd, 4th round to develop him, similar to Luton? but potentially slightly better, but not guaranteed. Do we take a veteran? I was checking the projected free agent at quarterback. And there are a few which are interesting. So Bears, Trubisky is free agent, but he has no, that's incorrect. He's first round, so he will likely activate his 5th-year option. So unlikely a free agent, but he plays with Foles. Does not play with Trubisky. Other team which has the Cowboys. The Cowboys have Andy Dalton. He's going to be a free agent. He could be a starter. Fitzmagic. But Fitzmagic does not really improve for power. Dalton barely does. So they are not really much stronger than what we have. So does it make sense? Sure. Joe Flacco, probably retired. Not a guy I will invest on. A statue. Most team have 2 quarterbacks in the team. Oh, and then we have probably most intriguing, Marcus Mariota. This guy is a free agent. Don't think he will pay for him. So that's a guy who will go in FA now. Is he really better than Minshew? Yeah, mobility-wise, of course. Outside of that, not sure. So, first question, I should have not left this roster view. First question, quarterback. So basically, Minshew expected to come back. Lurton to come back. Question for Minshew, do we bring someone to compete with him as starter? Do we draft? Do we use a high draft pick on one of the rookies? Do we take a mid-1 pick to an additional Lurton? Do we take a veteran? Lots of questions. Tailback, we have probably the worst personnel in the league. Thompson last year as a depth. Given his age, both are going to be gone. Robinson should remain, but he's more of a backup in this roster version. He's doing very well in reality, but the roster did not give him any justice because he was not expected to perform as well as he does, so he has below average ratings. So for sure we'll have some players, new players, so probably a rookie, probably a veteran. Do we invest a high draft pick on halfback? That will potentially make sense. Wide receiver, I think we are pretty there. Need to use Colin Johnson a little bit more, I think. Guy has some potential, I think. I have not used him this year. He has good traits. I think I need to give him more playing time. Especially when Shino goes down instead of using Westbrook. Westbrook is too inconsistent, even if in short route running, obviously, is by far my best player. So Westbrook has been re-signed. Shino is very good. Shark is legitimate go-to guy. So I think James, obviously, we are going to lose him as a free agent. Not going to pay him that much, even if he's a good backup for Westbrook. And eventually a situational guy. Gafford we may resign because of his speed. Always good to have a guy like that. in the roster. So potentially not much change expected. On wide receiver, tight end, Ranger is going to resign. Davis potentially in trouble next year to keep his roster spot. Oliver is a good player developing, has been injured most of the season, but I like what he's doing. Effort is a good player, but maybe hurt badly by regression, so I need to keep an eye on tight end. Potentially it's a position we may want to improve. We made a decision to resign Cam Robinson after our terrible loss against Titans, because we decided that we will keep this core offensive line. I don't see us investing a high draft pick on a tackle, and I don't think I will get starting caliber tackle in the second round, even if you never know. So offensive line is not great by any means, probably terrible, but I don't think I'm unlikely to invest high draft pick on that, to be honest, even if a good opportunity, best player available. You never know. Defensive side, Gotsis, love his block shedding, but yeah, free agent. I'm not going to pay him the minimum required. Smooth is a free agent as well, so she's all in, so there will be more player on defensive ends next season. Chesson is the best player you can imagine in Spy, but need to progress. Both Allen and Chesson need to progress in block shedding and rush, even if their progress in rush has been quite important. Probably need to bring a power rusher to complement them, and then some depth. Defensive tackle is where we have decided so far to not resign Jernigan. Brian, so Woods is gone, did not play this season. Jones gone. Hamilton, Russell, they are project player. Not really great. Too low block shedding. Hamilton could be a nose tackle, but his block shedding is not good enough. It does not develop really well. It's a shame. It's difficult to develop a player like that, but he could be a force. Sorry, what traits does he has? High motor. They're not really a beast by any means. Only Brian has some sort of talent because he's a decent rusher. Borderline all down DT. More of so yeah, we need improvement at the defensive tackle. That's obvious. Linebacker, yeah, Quarterman expected to still be there next season. Let me see, has he developed by any means? Yeah, very limited playing time. March, free agent, I think. End of the season. Yeah. So free agent, so need to bring some depth, need to decide. It's very slow. Sheldon very fast, but not sure we'll resign him. Scobert is best tackle, the player with most tackle in the team, so he's doing the job even if he's not decisive by any means. So I think linebacker we could do with an improvement, at least one guy, solid contributor, starting borderline starter. We need to look at linebacker. Corner is where absolutely need improvement. Problem is, so that's likely where we need to invest high draft pick. Let's be clear. Question is, do we get enough value for the pick? But yeah, that's likely what we need to do. Because Herndon is, I don't see him as a starter. And you look Ravens cornerback. Look at that. That's they are all in 80s, even 90s coverage. Two of them are pretty fast. 90s change direction. Yeah. Yeah, we cannot say the only player we have solid is CJ. And Don is okay. Joshua has potential, but he's 5'9". Cannot press. Cannot jump. So he's limited. Safety, another position where it's a disaster. So Wingard, is he still under contract next season? Yeah. Cool. So need to make a decision on all. But then, yeah, Thomas is a backup. He's starting a lot of games. We have a starter, the guy has 64, 60, 65. That guy is... How many down does he have? We see that, yeah. Yeah, he's not doing much. Yeah, we don't see the downs played. Yeah. 592. That's a lot of downs for a guy who is basically a depth. So safety, Josh Jones cannot cover in man, cannot change direction. He commits a lot of penalties when he's in coverage. Likely a free agent thing. I'm not going to resign him with big money, so. I think Lambo is arguably one of the best kickers, so no change there. Blake Griffin, we may resign. We'll see. If he wants too much money, no. So, yeah, so if we summarize, question number 1, quarterback. Question number 2, halfback. Do we invest high draft pick there? Question number 3, do we really go for second season with... I think Taylor is okay, right tackle. Okay, it's not great, but it's okay-ish. But Robinson, man. 72 is going to face Mr. Mack in this game. It's going to be a long day. Rest of the line is okay-ish. Could do with an improvement at right guard. But defensive tackle priority and secondary. So this is it. It has been a fun season, but sometimes a bit frustrating, but overall very good to play with those Jaguars. So that's it. Cheers.